All right, sports fans, welcome back to the 2018 Canadian Ultimate Championships in Surrey, BC. We are following along the mixed division. Here today, we have two teams from, it looks like our banner's wrong there. I'll change that in a minute, but it's PBHG from Manitoba, and we have Local 613 from Ontario. Pulling with the disc in dark is going to be Local 613, and they're going to be pulling from the right-hand side of our field here to the left-hand side. In white, we have PBHG. So the first game we had a chance to watch, you got to watch earlier, was with Rebecca Thompson doing the play-by-play and myself, Lucas Main, doing the color. This time we're going to change it up a little bit and give you the play-by-play by myself and the color by Rebecca Thompson, as you can see on your screen there. You can tweet at us during the game. Those are our Twitter handles. If you have any questions, comments, heartaches, or concerns, you can send us anything there as well.
Yeah, and we're going to get set here for a pretty exciting matchup. These two teams have met before, with PBHG taking both of those victories this season at No Borders back in Ottawa. So looking to go for their third streak here, where Local 613 ready to try and take that away from them. And of course, both teams as well looking for a medal in this event. So we'll see what they can accomplish in this game.
So that pull came out of bounds. PBHG setting up in a horizontal stack, and it looks like Local 613 is looking to throw a zone at them right away. So Oren Benoon is going to start with the disc in the center of the field at the brick mark. Swings the disc. Stuck there on that side still, number 93, William Conrad. 64, Kyle Thompson. Back to Conrad. Back to Thompson. Conrad again, looks like we're shuffling it back. Finally get a breakout there. Benoon with the disc. The middle of the field still. Up to the middle again, Thompson with the disc. There's a match call from the 613. They're going to be moving into their player match defense. Thompson with the disc in the center of the field. Swings it up the field to number 71. That's Jada Lim. She finds number 98, Maddie Schwartz. Right on the end zone line now. Open side throw to Benoon. And the first goal easily from PBHG. I just had the chance to watch them play against Mola Mola from BC. And the game actually, PBHG won that handedly. So it'll be interesting to see what they can do coming up against this Ontario team from Kingston.
Yeah, and I like the way that PBHG is so focused on their cutting there. They're clearing back into the end zone stack just as hard as they're cutting out. And Jada Lim making 2 or 3 cuts there before finding herself in some open space. One of those players coming over to this PBHG team from Fusion as well. So technically a rookie on this team, but hard to really call somebody with that level of touring experience a rookie, of course.
Yeah, a lot of the players on PBHG, we can see here from a little cheat sheet, is a lot of them played open and women's as well, playing on teams such as Fusion, General Strike, and Critical Mass. So a lot of player talent pulled for PBHG, and I have one person that I know of on the Local 613, Kyle Plum. He back in the day played for the University of Victoria, and now he lives in Kingston. So he's the only notable I can give out for them. I don't know too much about this Kingston squad here.
Yeah, Local 613, only a couple years old, their program, the first year it's split to mixed to a separate event. They did come third at that event in Hamilton as well. So I believe this is actually only their second CUCs, at least since the split, that's for sure. Can't confirm which tournaments they played at before this, but definitely good to see them back out here again in BC.
Katie Fizzle throwing one up there to number 4, Allison Conrad, and she catches it for a goal. Nice and easy breezy. King Local 613 showing that they can do it nice and fast here with PBHG not really having a chance to set up their defense.
Yeah, Katie Fizzle taking advantage of that like you said, transition, I guess, there. PBHG looking a little bit confused over who was supposed to be marking who there and able to take advantage of that and in yards of space going to the end zone. So a great put there from Fizzle to put that up to Conrad.
Yeah, making it look easy. So 613 and local 613 and PBHG, so it stands for Pretty Boys, Handsome Girls. They've met Matt a couple of times this season with tournaments out east. For those of you guys watching from over there, I think from our cheat sheet here, let's have a look. They've played twice, and let's see.
They did beat each other. PBHG did win both of those games, so looking here for local 613 to even the score a little bit, bring it back within one.
So it looks like the tallest person on their line is going to be pulling the disc for us from local 613 here.
And PBHG, of course, did win both of the other major tournaments they attended this summer as well, No Borders and Disc Odyssey, so definitely a competitive team we're seeing today.
So Benoon fires the disc over, cuts up line, doesn't get it back. That's Conrad holding onto the discs, back to Benoon. Thompson with it. Over this way to Schwartz. Conrad throws it around to Benoon, nobody deep for him though. Quick up a line to Conrad and back to Benoon. Conrad. Thompson. New name I haven't said yet, Alex Newton. With a D from number 18 there, sorry, number 12. Tess Whitman from local 613, putting the disc back in her team's hands. So local 613, there's a call on the field. Easily resolved here, tapping in from 613. Whitman with the disc. Oh, sorry, the D there from number 98, Maddie Schwartz, puts the disc in, back in PBHG's hands. Thompson looking for something upfield, doesn't see it. Not too much of a center to Conrad, and there's a call on the field again. Discs coming in on stall 1. No contests. Back in, still in Conrad's hands. He swings to Benoon in the middle. He hits number 71, Jada Lim. Oh, little bobble there from 33, Delorme. She's looking for a dump. Over to Conrad. Alex Whitman, knocking on the door here, up a line cut is completed. Thompson with the goal from Conrad. We saw three main players with the disc there, Benoon, Thompson, and Conrad, to make it 2-1 for PBHG.
And PBHG really comfortable to just jam it up the sideline as well. They weren't too worried about centering it to the middle, knowing that they had the speed in their receivers to beat their defender each time. And Willem Conrad just taking control there as well. He's got a couple gold medals to his name as a coach this year, coaching Kelvin High School to the national championship, actually right here on this field back in May. So maybe a little bit of positive vibes for him here, as well as, of course, winning a gold with the MoFo Junior Women only about a week ago, where the younger sister of all the Herms siblings on this team as well, winning a gold medal there. So a little bit of medal luck, I'd say, on the side of this PBHG team right now.
So yeah, we were told before the game there are 6 Herms in total, and 2 of them play on this team. 1 of them played on that team you just mentioned last week. I assume that's another similar one who played on the high school championship team that won it here, like you said, a few months ago. So 2-1 for PBHG, team from Manitoba, from Winnipeg, pulling now to local 613. That disc doesn't look like it's gonna stay in bounds. It's hanging on, it's trying really hard, but eventually does land out of bounds. And Winnipeg there cheering on their own team, making sure they know exactly who shouldn't pull the disc next time.
I do like that little bit of camaraderie between your team to be able to call each other out a little bit like that in a fun, lighthearted way, of course.
Of course, it's got to be lighthearted. 73 sends it deep. Fizzle looking in for her second assist. And if the observer calls it in, she has it. So Katie Fizzle, not wasting any time, turns around, throws another flick upfield. I wasn't able to see who caught the disc on that one there, but ties it up easily enough. Local 613 has had a total of 24 seconds on offense here, looking very strong coming out of the gate.
So I believe that was actually the same play that we saw on that first point as well, to the same receiver, Allison Collard, for the goal as well. So definitely some good chemistry between those two players. Fizzle there didn't even really look to who exactly was going in that deep space as she turned and threw that flick to the end zone. So she knew and was able to trust that there was the receiver there in Collard ready to get that goal.
Yeah, like you said, she just turned around, fired, eyes closed probably. Knew that Collard was going to be deep and easily hangs on to that one. So Becky, I believe we're having the gender match come from the right end zone. Is that correct? Okay, so for this game, for those of you guys who tuned in earlier, there was a bit of a dispute in that game on the gender match end zone. For this game, it is going to be on the right. The team that's sitting there now is Local 613, so they get to determine the gender matchup. And it looks like we're going to see 3 males, 4 females.
Yeah, and it does, of course, switch at halftime as well to account for any kind of strategic differences in the wind, too.
So number 16, Miles Wilson with the disc to pull. This one looks like it's going to stay in bounds, and it's a good pull too. Thompson to pick up. Centers to Benoon. Match defense being played. Thompson holding onto the disc, nothing upfield. It's Jada Lim with the disc, centers back to Conrad, who throws a deep flick to Benoon, striking onto it, and easily comes down with it in the end zone. Jada Lim doing a great job to get it off the sideline to Conrad there to allow him to make that big flick up the field. Local 613 is still trying to figure out this PBHG offense.
Yeah, and there, Jada Lim doing a very good job to get it back to the middle. We saw them on that point before, happy to go up the sideline. This time, not forcing it, finding that dish back, and that's another assist there. Will Conrad to Oren Benoon. That's 2 goals and 2 assists for both of them as well. So looking like we're seeing some good chemistry on both sides of the disc for both of these teams here too.
We want to be careful of that too. I mean, good teams will start to isolate your top players or your players that have the disc a lot and start playing your better defenders against them. So they might want to watch out for that and maybe spread the disc a little bit. But I mean, it's early game here. We've only got 5 points, so.
And a good start from both of these teams as well. I do like the way that both of them have come out with quite a bit of energy and also showing that they're able to really value the disc. The game we saw this morning, the teams came out with quite a little bit of jitters as well, some nerves, making some execution errors. So it's great to come out. And sometimes this is what you do see later in the day on the first day of the tournament. Teams really aware of their style of play and how to make it work for them.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't look like these two teams have got any jitters left, and both playing very silky offense. 6-1-3 with the disc now. That was Joel Yearsley passing, number 56 there, Curtis Campbell. Back in the hands of Campbell. It's number 73, Fizzle. Nothing deep for her this time, so it goes over to Yearsley. There's a pick called on the field. It looks like it was caught pretty early, so it's going to be coming in on stall 2. It's a discussion up the field, just to the right of your view here on the camera with the observer, but looks like everything's been figured out. It's Rothwell with the disc there. Number 17, Michaud. Katie Fizzle looking for that assist, 3rd assist of the game. Has a short throw upfield. Michaud with the disc. Back into the center. Campbell. A big swing around to number 9. We haven't said her yet, but that's Evelyn Lauren. Throws a big flick back to Fizzle, and Fizzle gets her 3rd assist, 3rd goal.
Yeah, Katie Fizzle taking advantage of giving them the open side flick there. She is so good at putting those big around flicks into space. We've seen her now third in a row, and absolutely nailing it each time as well.
Yeah, not even a little bit of wobble on her disc there. It's coming out nice and clean. Great throw. She knows her receivers really well. So like we said, clean offense from both sides. Very smooth, very easy. These guys looking at us, giving commentary on the side. Maybe they don't agree. Maybe they're seeing something we don't. Seeing something from practice they haven't actually done.
I do think on that last local 6-1-3 end zone play there that they didn't really have a lot of movement to the near side of the end zone. They didn't have cuts coming from the front of the stack, and so that one there, Curtis Campbell going to the far side of the end zone looking for that break flick, knowing that Katie Fizzle is able to get a goal or a throw like that off, but I think that was in part due to the lack of movement coming from the rest of the stack there too.
Yeah, for sure. So we have Miles Wilson with the disc in his hand again. He had a great pull last time. Let's see if he can match it again. Looks like the gender ratio, we're going to have 4 women again, 3 men. Wilson with a nice big high flick. I don't know how it's not going to float for very long, but seeing our main offenders, Benoon, Thompson, and Conrad from PBHG again in the handlers. Thompson centers it to Benoon. Back to Benoon again. Thompson waiting for the dump. He gets it. Back to Benoon, a quick 1-2. Number 33 here, Renee Delorme. The disc in the middle of the field looking off to Benoon. Conrad. Big break side for number 98, Maddie Schwartz, who throws a flick. It's hanging up there for 33, and that's a goal from Renee Delorme.
Yeah, good job there from PBHG to show a lot of patience and calm working it up the field. They're clearly very confident in their ability of their cutters to get open and not showing any stress at all really with the disc there.
Yeah, 100%. Not stressed, nothing to make them weary. I don't think 613 is putting enough pressure on their main throws. Like I said, we have the main offenders, Conrad, Benoon, and Thompson, who touched the disc a lot already this game. So what do you think back here? We're going to see a zone come out of this, well, with PBHG looking to maybe stifle Katie Fizzle, who's already got 3 assists. Do you think they're going to come out with a zone or something?
You know, it'd be interesting to see if they did change something up, but at this point, I do think for the most part that tight hip-to-hip person is still pretty effective for both of these teams. I think for recognizing when Fizzle has the disc of forcing their player really hard under rather than allowing them to go out. Right now their cutters having a bit of an easy time making those out cuts, so maybe just adjusting their position, but I do like the person-person defense that we've seen from both teams so far.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of it. I think zone can get a bit lazy in games. It doesn't make for too much interesting to watch, so I do appreciate the person-person matchups. But PBHG pulling down to local 613. To start our 8th point here, it's on serve. 17 in the middle. Michaud to 56. Curtis Campbell. 85, Colin Bell. Into the middle of number 11, Joel Yearsley. Back to Campbell. Bell. Yearsley. Looks off the dump, throws upfield. It's number 4, Allison Collard. 73, Katie Fizzle looking for her 4th assist. There's a pick call on the play. A good job by the receiver there to keep it in bounds and keep the disc in their possession even with the pick call.
Yeah, and Katie Fizzle once again though with the vision to see that cut going to the far side of the end zone there. No dispute from us about the play. Since Katie got rid of the disc pretty quickly there, she's going to have the disc on stall 1.
A cut up a line for her, looks it off. 3 cuts from the stack at the same time, and just out of the reach of Yearsley there. So we have the first opportunity here for PBHG to try and march it down and get a break off.
Yeah, this is the first time we've seen the offensive line here from Local 613 actually turn over the disc as well, Lucas.
Oh, and right off the bat, a big throw deep. Number 17, Kirk Wright, trying to chase it down, but just not enough steam or too much steam on the disc, whichever way you want to look at it. Okay, number 17, Dean Michaud to pick up the disc. Over to Fizzle. Collard with a flick to Lauren, but looks like, yeah, just off to the out of bounds on the right.
Yeah, it did a good job to try and track that disc down anyways, both the offense and the defense, but unable to get there as it was sailing out of bounds kind of the entire time there as well.
And there's a travel call from this Local 613 player, him saying that he picked the disc up. It had gone off the sideline, and they picked it up as if it was 2 or 3 feet on the end zone field, on the end zone line. So the discussion, they're going to have a little discussion here and then figure it all out. Oh, nice little handshake. That's nice of them. So the disc is going to stay in the middle there. PBHG working on a horizontal offense, a floaty disc, fizzles underneath it, and she pulls it down for the D. Off to Yearsley here, who's throwing a big flick around. Not in the end zone. Number 85, Colin Bell, holding on to it. Looking for a dump now. Yearsley not in. Straddled the line most likely. Holding on, again, on the end zone line, knocking right on the door. And that's number 9 with the goal there. Evelyn Lauren finally gets it in for Local 613. So a bit of a shaky, a little bit more shaky offense than we've seen thus far from 613, but they managed to score it.
I think PBHG there just really starting to tighten up some of that defense as well. They're playing a little bit more in the back pocket of these Local 613 players, causing them to have to make their throws just a little bit more precise. You see that with the likes of Yearsley having to go 1 and 2 on almost every handler pass there before they were able to get it in a position to score.
Yeah, exactly. And I'd like to see the same sort of pressure come from 613 here to see if they can make our PBHG a little more nervous. A little nervouser. That's not a word, is it? Yeah, I didn't think so. For those of you guys just joining us, we're watching the Canadian Ultimate Championships from Surrey, BC. This is the mixed division. This is the second live stream game of the day. It's actually the third round of games for the day. We have PBHG, Pretty Boys, Handsome Girls from Winnipeg, Manitoba. And we have Local 613 in dark that you're looking at right now from Kingston, Ontario. So both teams traveling from out of province to come join us here in Smoky, BC. If you have any comments, questions, heartaches, or concerns, you can tweet at us. Our Twitter handles are at Lucas Main and at RJ_Thompson 16. As you can see on your screen here. Anything you want to talk about? Anything you want us to talk about? So our three main handlers again for PBHG. Thompson with the disc, Benoon with the disc. Looking into a 3-3-1 zone defense from Local 613, and just out of the reach of number 36 there. Alex Newton diving to try and save it, but not enough. Number 19 now with the disc, Carrie Lake. Up the line to 29, Braden Robson. Miles Wilson with the disc. Swings it all the way around. Number 12, Tess Whitman. Back to Whitman, and a Mac into the end zone and caught by number 17, Dean Michaud. From Miles Wilson there with our first break of the game. Putting Local 613 up.
Yeah, Dutch Michaud there just making that look easy into the end zone here for Local 613 to give themselves a break and get themselves ahead in this game, taking advantage of that turn, putting on a little bit of pressure defense of their own there as well.
How did you say his name?
Dutch.
Oh, I did it wrong.
In
I'm
Dutch,
sorry.
it's Dutchable, but
okay.
we are going to be calling him Dutch for the most for this part of this game as well.
It's my own poor handwriting. I wrote it down as Dean. So, yeah, now we've seen the first break of the game, and this has been a really quick game. We've only been on the field for 23 minutes, and we've already played 9 points. So, this looks like it's going to be a speedy game. Some clean offense, except for that last point we just saw. PBHG looking to maybe solidify a quick hold here and get their defensive line out to show that they can make a break too.
Yeah, and this is exactly what you want to see from the top two teams here in this pool, and like the two teams that we think we may be seeing later into the bracket play as well. It's definitely good to see this level of play being brought out here so early on in the tournament.
Yeah, like we said, it's still pool play here on the first day of Canadian Nationals, and third games of the day being played. Not necessarily for these teams; it might only be their second game. It's a big pull from Wilson. There is going to sail just out the back. So Benoon is going to go and collect it, and he'll come and tap it in on the brick mark. PBHG is setting up in a horizontal offense here with 4 men and 3 women, the matchup. And a zone look from local 613. Benoon to Thompson. Thompson directing traffic with his left hand, holding the disc with his right. Gets a break around to Conrad, who gets it back to Thompson, looks at Benoon off, but eventually opts for him. So Benoon with the disc now, Conrad. All 3 of our main handlers standing within 10 feet of each other. Thompson looks to break the mark, doesn't happen. Back to Conrad. Conrad looking up straight into it, but airs one over the top, back to Benoon. Across the field, 13, Carissa Ness, back to Benoon. And they've broken through the cup. We're gonna try and march up the field here. Back to Benoon, swing all the way to the close sideline. Conrad looks off the deep cut. Local 613 sticking with their zone defense. Thompson on the close sideline, still in the zone defense, 3-3-1 here. Nothing upfield, makes a quick dump pass to Conrad, who airs one out to Benoon in the center of the field, who breaks it through the cup to number 71. It's Jada Lim with the disc, back to Thompson. Conrad. 613 finally transitioning to match defense. Jada Lim with the disc, throws it out to Benoon, and it's a goal for Benoon. So a little bit shaky trying to get through that zone defense, short little passes, quite a few of them, lots of patience, but finally managing to get one break through that wall, and they were off to the races to tie it up.
Yeah, like you said, a little bit shaky to get it through there, but I also like that they didn't really try to force too many of those throws through. They did go for a couple of rounds that had some pressure defense on them, but still showing enough patience to really work it up the field there and keep this game all tied up at 5s.
Yeah, and then we're gonna see if they can break it and put it back on serve here. Local 613 with the now setting the gender match as well. Looks like they're gonna go for 4 women, 3 men. So we've seen 613 opting to play their more women, and PBHG selecting to play more men. So that's an interesting dynamic we'll have to keep an eye on and see if it affects either team. But 613 to come out on offense here, and we're gonna fingers crossed for a break from PBHG. Keep it interesting, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, just the one break in the game for local 613 separating these two teams right now, but still, of course, tied at 5, so everything being kept nice and close and tight together. Just moving through this game really quick, as you pointed out earlier as well. These points are flying by with that point there with the defensive play from local on the zone lasting probably the longest we've seen of any point so far at only a couple minutes long.
So Yearsley starts with the disc in the center of the field to number 10, Stephanie Del Gobo. Katie Fizzle with the disc again. Yearsley. Up to Lauren. Back to Yearsley. Fakes a flick, but eventually opts for it. Lauren's going deep, and she's got it in the end zone. 613 looking very calm, cool, and collected here.
I like the way that Joel Yearsley is so patient with that throw as well. He took a second, saw his option, made sure he had the right grip and the angle on that throw, and put it up perfectly into space for the goal.
So yeah, I'm just going to quickly apologize. Had a couple of tweets coming from you guys that were a bit choppy and you can't really hear us too well. We'll try and make some adjustments on our side here to see what we can do about that. But for now, I'll keep you up to date. It is 6-5 for local 613, and yeah, we'll do our best to try and improve the stream here. But bear with us. We'll make adjustments as well as we can. If you don't, this is going to be saved and uploaded later. So if you do get a chance to watch this later, or you're getting a bit frustrated, there will be the option to watch an archived version later in the day. So we usually have these up within 24 hours of production. So 613, looking to pull again. Mr. Miles Wilson with the disc in the 7th spot on the line, as you can see there. And off screen, what you can't see, PBHG setting up with what looks like their standard offensive line with Thompson, Conrad, and Benoon at the helm. So a zone look from 613 here again, trying to slow down. Oh, no, it's a block from the wall defender there. Oh, there is one here, but there's going to be a call. There's a little bit of debate right in front of us.
Yeah, just a debate there saying Thompson arguing that he had the disc in his hands, had stopped the rotation before the defensive play there from Mike Cabral came through on that.
So it looks like they're opting to go to the observer.
So it looks like it will be contested call and go back.
So I'm not sure how much you guys were able to hear that. We did keep quiet to see if you could, but yeah, it's going to go back to. It was a good play from the defender twice there. PBHG almost threw it away. It was number 7 here, Ben Young, who almost made a block, and then the defender Collard. Number 1 here, Mike Cabral, who got the second chance at it. Benoon across the field. Lynn with the disc now. The Mel call coming from the sideline. Looks like we're going to get the matchups again here. Sorry. So that's 71. Lynn with the disc. Looking for a bail. It's not happening. She's looking around. Thompson cutting for her. She's still got nothing. Almost incomplete, but made it happen in the end there. Thompson. Conrad now holding the disc. Looking to make an assist for a goal. One single cut from Benoon. It's a flick up and around on the fade side and brought down easily by PBHG's.
That's Sam.
I was going to say number 28. Thank you.
Sam Beardsell making that look easy. Had Oren Benoon in that space as well, so making that look pretty simple. Like you said, the one easy cut from Benoon. Beardsell cutting to the same space too there to give Conrad 2 options down there.
It's always a bit scary when you throw it like that, and you're just hoping one of your players can come down with it, because you're gonna if there's 2 offenders there, it means there's 2 defenders as well. So good job by Beardsell to be able to pull that out of the air. Good hops. He got some genetic help by being tall as well, but you can't teach that.
It does look like PBHG has elected to call a timeout here as well, looking to get themselves maybe put up into the driver's seat before we reach halftime of this game. All tied up at 6s right now.
So yeah, tied at 6s. The only break in the game coming from local 613, who were able to do it quickly, actually. That point wasn't very long at all. So that's been sort of their mantra of this game, is fast and furious, them scoring quickly on their offensive points. And even when they got that D, it wasn't too many passes before they had the break.
So we're going to see now what they're both able to come out with. PBHG looking to get themselves back on top, especially before reaching the halftime mark. I think at this point, Local comfortable in the position that they're sitting in. Only one break up, but at this point they could easily trade it out to halftime.
And so we're looking at, looks on my right here, you can't see, but we're going to get 4 women again from elected by 613 to play with 4 women and 3 men. And they have their standard, or no big adjustments to their line there. Number 73, Katie Fizzle, who we've already seen throw a few assists, and Yearsley, their tall main handler, number 11. And then for PBHG, some sort of defensive line that they're hoping is going to be able to make the difference for them, put them back on serve. So big pull from PBHG. Floating up a long time. Receiver has to run back for it. Doesn't have an option to throw to. Finally finds Fizzle, who bobbles it, but she manages to hang on. She hits Collard. To Lauren. Fizzle. Staying on that far side, a flick side. It's not going to be incomplete. Not going to be completed.
Yeah, and an uncharacteristic mistake there from Katie Fizzle as well. That flick side around shot is something she likes to do so much. We've seen it in this game and not able to execute on that one.
So let's hope. And a big flick coming right out the back. And incomplete, just misread by the receiver there perhaps.
I think on that one too, that's angle to put up a huck with a cutter coming on the same side of the field that either has to go with an IO inside out shot or it has to be a step around backhand. Trying to put up an around flick that's constantly trailing away from your receiver is going to make it really difficult for that one to be caught.
And because of the roll, Yearsley's able to pick it up in a favorable position in the middle of the field. Campbell gets it back. Nothing upfield, looking for Yearsley, I thought, but no, intercepted by number 4 Collard there. Number 10 with the disc here, Delgobo. Fizzle looks off Gobo, going up the line. Delgobo going up the line, sorry. Hits Campbell, it bounces out of his hands.
Yeah, Campbell there unfortunately just tripping as he went to make that grab.
And the second big throw from number 16, 18, Will Medwick. I should have read it as 16. I was like, his name's not Brienne. But this time makes it happen. And PBHG, oh God. You know what? I've done this before. I know I can do it. Not tying it up, but taking the break back and putting us back on serve. So that makes the score 7-6 for PBHG.
Yeah, these two teams keeping it around the same tight level. And for anyone worried about the streaming as well, we will try to reset it at halftime. So try not to worry for this first half. We'll just disappear from the live briefly during the halftime when we get there and try to reset it for you. But right now, this game still a tight matchup, and PBHG bringing us back on serve here, getting a break of their own back, and this time going for the exact same play. William Medwick looking for Matthew Paget there and making no mistakes on the second time. So it's always good to see a team, especially individual players, that make one mistake the second time, no worries, they've already learned from it.
Exactly. It's like that time when you drop the pull. You should be the one the next time. You go out there and you catch the pull again. You've got to make an adjustment. So that's great from Mr. Medwick there to be able to learn from his mistake and make a great throw. So Yearsley starts with the disc in the center of the field. Straight away gets it to Fizzle, who throws it deep to Collard, chasing it down, but a block from number 28. Samuel Beardswell comes out of nowhere. Beardswell comes out of nowhere to take away Katie Fizzle's 5th assist.
Yeah, and I got to give Beardsell credit there for avoiding any contact there with Collard as well. Came around from behind her from the outside, just managing to stick his arm around and avoiding any contact there, only getting the disc.
And it's sent up to Beardsell under 2-6-1-3. Oh my, oh, he's gonna call that. I don't mind him calling that. That was a big, big play. Him trying to backpack or come over the top of the 6-1-3 players. Oh, if he'd come down with that cleanly, it would have been very impressive.
And again, avoiding contact on that one as well. When he did come down, that's when the contact occurred, and it occurred, I believe, with the shoulder or the head of the local 6-1-3 player, which, in my opinion, from this view, did strip the disc out of his hands.
So they're going to have a discussion. I don't know how much you guys can hear of it.
That really was a great grab there, Lucas, as well. He floated in the air for a good couple of seconds before managing to come down. It was one of those ones where you don't think that he's going to come down with it, and it looks like the observer has ruled that it was a foul. In my opinion, of course, our opinions are only what they are, but the correct ruling on the field.
In our opinion. So Beardsell will start with the disc. Only one player in front of him. Looks it off. Hits number 26 on the close sideline here. That's Josh Kerr, captain Josh Kerr. 17 right. Back to Kerr. There's a pick on the play. Might have been a couple of throws ago. Stall count coming in onto Kerr with the disc. Looking for a bail, automatically going up the line is Lim. She's got it right on the doorstep now, looking for a second break in a row. Kerr making a dump cut, doesn't need it because they've scored a goal. I couldn't see the number on the receiver there, but Lim throwing it to number 20, Angelina May Galvez, or Lou for short, for her first goal of the game, and that's halftime.
Yeah, PBHG making that look a bit easier this time, going up all the way, and Beardsell, you know, not quite bookends just based on the fact that he wasn't in the end zone, but I've got to count that a little bit. The big D in one end zone and then coming down with the huge grab in the middle of the field for this Winnipeg team to be able to work it into the end zone and take half at 8-6.
So yeah, so as Becky mentioned, we're going to try and adjust the stream here to try and get our connection better for you guys at home. So don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back.